Boosie just dropped a bombshell warning at Charleston White, and it has everyone talking. Evidence from a 2005 murder-for-hire case could land him in prison for life, and the shocking part? This isn't just speculation. What happens next could change everything. So what's really going on between Boosie and Charleston White? Today, we're diving deep into a story that has the streets and social media buzzing. Boosie has publicly warned Charleston White, and it involves shocking evidence from a 2005 murder-for-hire case that could have life-altering consequences. This isn't just drama or speculation. There are insider details, resurfaced evidence, and public statements that paint a picture far more serious than most people realize. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Boosie felt compelled to issue this warning, what Charleston White is facing, and why the potential consequences could be monumental. You won't believe what happened next. This is where it gets interesting, so stick around because every moment of this story uncovers a new twist that fans, critics, and the hip-hop world are reacting to right now. To understand the gravity of Boosie's warning, we need to go back to 2005, a year that many thought was long behind them, but is now at the center of a shocking controversy. According to insiders and court-adjacent sources, Charleston White has been linked to allegations of involvement in a murder-for-hire case from that year. While details were murky for years, resurfaced evidence and recent conversations suggest that law enforcement has been quietly tracking leads that could implicate him. Boosie, known for his outspoken personality and his willingness to call out wrongdoings in the streets and online, reportedly caught wind of this information. Sources claim that Boosie has been monitoring the situation closely and decided to issue a public warning to Charleston White, signaling that the past may finally be catching up. In a series of videos and social media posts, Boosie made it clear that Charleston White could be facing serious consequences if he does not take the situation seriously. Fans and observers have been analyzing Boosie's tone, noting that it was more than just casual commentary. It was deliberate, urgent, and loaded with implications about the seriousness of the alleged crime. Social media immediately erupted as clips of Boosie's warning circulated, with fans debating the potential ramifications and the authenticity of the claims. Some argued that Boosie was simply amplifying rumors, while others insisted he had insider knowledge that made his warning credible. But here's the part that has everyone talking. This is not just a feud or a public spat. The resurfaced evidence reportedly includes documents, testimonies, and potentially audio or video that could be used in a legal setting. If law enforcement decides to pursue the case fully, Charleston White could be looking at a life sentence. That's exactly why Boosie's warning carries weight. It's not empty rhetoric. And the situation is far from simple. Charleston White's history, his social media presence, and his public interactions with Boosie all add layers of complexity to the story. In the next section, we'll break down the specifics of Boosie's warning, the evidence he referenced, and the potential fallout if this case moves forward. You won't want to miss the details because what comes next could change everything for Charleston White. The moment Boosie issued his warning to Charleston White, the internet erupted. Fans, commentators, and insiders all dissected his words, trying to understand exactly what he meant and how serious the situation truly is. In multiple videos and posts, Boosie made it clear that the 2005 murder-for-hire evidence is not just a rumor. It is real, documented, and could carry severe legal consequences. Boosie's tone was urgent, measured, and loaded with meaning. He didn't just call out Charleston White casually. He emphasized that the past has a way of catching up and that ignoring serious allegations can have life-altering consequences. Observers noted that Boosie seemed to be signaling to Charleston that the evidence could already be in the hands of authorities or that it was only a matter of time before the case resurfaced in a serious legal setting. According to insiders, Boosie referenced details that only someone with credible information could know. This includes references to specific names, locations, and events tied to the 2005 case. He warned that failing to address or confront the situation could result in Charleston White facing charges that carry the possibility of a life sentence. Fans immediately noticed that Boosie's words were not just warnings. They were strategic, calculated, and clearly meant to push Charleston White. The implications of Boosie's warning are enormous. First, it shows that Boosie is not afraid to speak out publicly about sensitive matters, even if they involve serious criminal allegations. Second, it puts Charleston White on notice that the legal system may be watching and that ignoring the resurfaced evidence could have catastrophic consequences. Third, it sparks a broader conversation about accountability in the hip-hop and social media world, where past actions can resurface in ways that affect careers, freedom, and public perception. Social media reacted almost instantly. Fans flooded comment sections with speculation, some defending Charleston White and others praising Boosie for his courage to speak the truth. Memes, reaction videos, and live streams analyzing the warning multiplied, making it a trending topic across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Some commentators noted that the intensity of Boosie's warning suggested he believes the threat to Charleston White is immediate and serious, not hypothetical. But here's the shocking part. Sources claim that the evidence Boosie referenced could be substantial enough to influence law enforcement or even prompt federal attention. This is not simply street rumors resurfacing. It could be a legal matter with real-world consequences. That's exactly why the tension between Boosie and Charleston White has fans and insiders glued to the story. After Boosie's warning went public, all eyes turned to Charleston White. Fans, social media users, and industry insiders were eager to see how he would respond. Some expected a denial, others predicted a defiant statement, and a few wondered if he might attempt to quietly address the situation behind the scenes. What actually happened has added another layer of intrigue to this unfolding story. Charleston White's public reaction was a mixture of defiance, caution, and calculated messaging. In a series of social media posts, he acknowledged the controversy, but refused to confirm or deny the details of the alleged 2005 murder-for-hire case. Observers noted that his language was intentionally vague, suggesting that he is aware of the severity of Boosie's warning while attempting to maintain control over the narrative. Some insiders claim that Charleston White has been in private discussions with legal advisors, evaluating the potential impact of the resurfaced evidence. While no official statements have been made regarding charges or investigations, the warning from Boosie appears to have spurred a renewed sense of urgency. Friends and associates of Charleston White have reportedly expressed concern, emphasizing the gravity of facing evidence that could lead to a life sentence if fully pursued by law enforcement. Social media reactions to Charleston White's response were immediate and intense. Fans debated whether his defiance was a sign of confidence or a risky move, given the potential seriousness of the allegations. Memes and reaction videos began circulating, dissecting every word and gesture from his posts. Many commenters expressed shock, noting that the situation seems to straddle the line between entertainment drama and real-world criminal implications. What makes this moment even more compelling is the tension between the public perception and the private reality. While the online world reacts with speculation, the actual legal stakes are significant. According to insiders, the resurfaced 2005 evidence is being taken seriously by some in law enforcement, meaning Charleston White could be under more scrutiny than the public realizes. But here's the part that has fans and insiders talking. Charleston White has reportedly reached out to Boosie privately in an attempt to clarify the warning, express concerns, and gauge how serious the situation might be. Sources say these private interactions are tense and carefully monitored, with both sides aware that any misstep could escalate the situation further. The fallout extends beyond Charleston White personally. The hip-hop and social media communities are watching closely, understanding that this controversy could set a precedent for how past allegations and resurfaced evidence impact public figures. Some commentators have even suggested that this feud reflects a larger pattern, where street credibility, social media influence, and real-world legal matters collide in ways that can have career-altering or life-altering consequences. And here's the cliffhanger. The next twist in this saga could come from law enforcement or from another insider revealing previously unknown details. What happens next may not just affect Charleston White. It could reshape how the hip-hop and social media communities view accountability, evidence, and the long shadows of past actions. To fully understand why Boosie's warning carries so much weight, we need to examine the evidence that allegedly ties Charleston White to the 2005 While not all details have been officially released, insiders and sources close to the situation have provided crucial context that sheds light on the potential seriousness of the case. According to sources, the evidence includes documents, witness statements, and possibly recordings from 2005 that were never fully explored at the time. Some of these pieces of evidence were reportedly archived or hidden due to various complications in the investigation. What makes them relevant now is that they are resurfacing, potentially forming a cohesive picture that could be used in a court of law. Legal analysts suggest that if the evidence is as credible as insiders claim, Charleston White could be facing significant legal jeopardy. The resurfaced documents reportedly contain details about financial transactions, communications, and potential links to other individuals involved in the alleged murder-for-hire plot. Combined with corroborating witness accounts, this could establish a strong case if law enforcement decides to pursue it aggressively. Boosie's warning, therefore, is not just a celebrity call-out. It carries real weight because it signals that someone with knowledge of the situation believes the evidence could be actionable. Many fans and commentators have pointed out that Boosie's credibility in speaking on street-level realities and underground knowledge makes his warning even more compelling. He is seen as someone who doesn't exaggerate or create drama without reason, which adds an extra layer of seriousness to the situation. Social media and the hip-hop community have been dissecting this information, trying to understand how the 2005 events connect to Charleston White's current persona and online activity. Some argue that the resurfaced evidence could be a cautionary tale about the long reach of past actions, emphasizing that even decades-old allegations can have life-altering consequences when they come to light. Moreover, legal experts note that murder-for-hire cases carry severe penalties, including life imprisonment in many jurisdictions. This is why the tension in the Charleston White situation is so high. The combination of credible evidence, Boosie's warning, and public scrutiny creates a scenario where the stakes are extraordinarily high. One misstep, one misstatement, or one overlooked detail could dramatically impact Charleston White's future. And here's the chilling part that keeps everyone on edge. Insiders say that the investigation or review of the case may already be underway quietly, without public notice. Law enforcement often investigates old cases without announcing it, especially if there is potential for a high-profile outcome. This could explain why Boosie felt compelled to issue his warning publicly. It might be a heads-up that the clock is ticking and that Charleston White's awareness and actions could influence the trajectory of what comes next. As the situation stands, the story is a potent mix of social media drama, street credibility, and real-world legal danger. It serves as a reminder that past actions, even from nearly 2 decades ago, can resurface with consequences that are immediate and serious. Boosie's warning has elevated the conversation, and Charleston White's response, along with the resurfacing evidence, ensures that this controversy will remain in the spotlight. So, what do you think? Will Charleston White take Boosie's warning seriously, and could this 2005 evidence really lead to a life sentence? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video if you found this breakdown eye-opening, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the biggest and most controversial stories in hip-hop and social media today. Share this video with friends who need to see the full story because this is one saga you won't want to miss.